Hello, this is Rev Brad, and you're listening to the From the Touchline podcast. Friends, if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, let me say thank you. And I'd love it if you leave a comment or a review for us. Give us a star rating wherever you listen to podcasts. Today's podcast is a little bit different. I've had an extremely busy load the past couple of months. My club team, the Colorado Rapids, have advanced far into the Leagues Cup tournament. I took one of my daughters down to university in Arizona for her freshman year. And with some additional travel with the team and duties with Soccer Chaplains United, I continue to get further and further behind. So in order to catch my breath and catch up a little bit, I thought I'd replay one of the earlier From the Touchline podcasts this week, kind of give it a little bit of a remix feel. Originally, this podcast aired March 21, 2018, and this podcast features a couple of special guests. Alex Hunter, a footballer, and his agent, Michael Taylor. Now, Alex Hunter is a name known only to those who have dabbled in the world of gaming. He's a fictional character. Alex first made an appearance in EA Sports Fifa 2017, and in subsequent seasons, his character was a playable storyline throughout several editions of the game. His is the story of a football star in the making. So I took a sound clip from the game to highlight some of the unique features and attributes found within the people of the beautiful game, but also found within the people of the Bible. So turn up the volume and get ready to meet Alex Hunter right after this.
He's found the space and he's found the back of the net.
Just a little off foot, thinking he's going to go far post. Not strong enough with his right hand.
Whips that one in. Far post, almost made him ends, and they have. He has the hat-trick. The second in his career. The third of the night. The hat-trick hero.
Talked about you're not going to be able to sustain that kind of pressure.
To the corner. Goes towards the near post. And you're on the angle, and what a goal! What a goal!
I tried. You were the one pushing for this. You were the one who kept telling us everything was going to be okay. He said all the right things, dropped all the right names. Because of you, my career is down the drain. Let alone any chance I had been called up to the England squad. I made a mistake. Maybe I wanted it too much. You what? Look around you, Alex. How many superstars do you see on my books, eh? Back in the day, the phone was ringing off the hook, top players wanting to be represented by me. But now, you get old, the big deals, they dry up. You're yesterday's man. Things started to go south with Gareth. I lost control. I needed to get it back. I need to matter again. After everything I've done, it didn't matter enough for you? You gambled my career just to get back to the big time. It's not like that. What's it like then? You gotta believe me. I just wanted the best. I'm sorry. We're done. Come on, Alex. We can talk about it. I can make this right. Get out. Look, for what it's worth, it's been an honor representing you.
Alex Hunter. Well, if you've played EA Sports FIFA 18, then you probably know who this guy is. Beginning with last year's version of the game, players could fill his boots, so to speak, and go on their own soccer journey. So I got FIFA 18 for Xbox for Christmas, and this was my first time playing the role of Alex Hunter. In it, you get to choose at different points in the game the kind of response that you're going to have to certain situations or conversations that have been scripted out like a movie. I loved it because it reminded me of one of my favorite childhood book series called Choose Your Own Adventures. I don't know if you ever read those books, but they were great. They're classics. In it, you got to make decisions about where you would go and what you would say, what you would do if you had the opportunity, and you could see the results for better or for worse. So FIFA 18's The Journey with Alex Hunter is a modern-day choose-your-own-adventure kind of story, but with a mix of FIFA soccer in along the way. I don't know if you played it, but it's given me a fun question to ask the soccer players that I work with. Are you fiery, cool, or balanced? As I said in the game, you get to make certain decisions at certain points on how you will respond to a coaching situation, to a contract circumstance. These things all kind of come at you, and you can decide what kind of attitude you want to have. You can have a fiery attitude where you kind of mouth off and have an arrogant air about yourself. It'll win you some fans and make you popular, but it'll also get you in trouble with the manager. Or you can have a cool response where you play your cards right. You take one for the team. You're kind of play nice with everybody. Sometimes a third option lets you have a balanced comment between the two, either a fiery or a cool response. For me, I'm definitely cool in my response. As I played through the first time, I remember I was thinking to myself, should I go against my gut and just be fiery? Or should I play Alex Hunter as I would naturally respond? Well, I decided to be as natural as I could so that I could experience the game in different scenarios and opportunities as me. So, which one are you? Fiery or cool? You know, in the years that I've worked in professional soccer, both as a PR manager and as a chaplain, I feel like I've seen the gamut of attitudes and behaviors around the game. If I were to put them in categories, you've got your prima donnas. They think they're special, and sometimes they are. You've got your blue-collar players. They put their heads down, they simply do their job, and go home. In some team situations, you have your mayor or your el presidente. This is the one who is like an ambassador or a peacemaker. These folks make great captains as they're able to bridge the different relationships on the team. Then there's usually the team jokester or team clown or prankster. They know how to make people laugh and lighten the mood as things get heavy in the locker room or things are difficult on a road trip. But again, which one are you? And what does your personality mean for the team that you're on? Now, when I say team there, I don't just mean soccer players. I mean any team that you're on. You could be a pastor on church staff. You could be a chaplain. You might be a coach. You might be a player. And of course, we all have different teams and different people that we work with. So what kind of personality are you? You know, I think in today's culture, we can often struggle with a narrative which defines us as one particular person or puts us into one particular category. As a chaplain, my general temperament is to be cool, if I simply use the Alex Hunter category. But there are moments when, even as a chaplain, I ought to be more fiery or passionate in my response. Sometimes there's moments when a chaplain in sport or in soccer has to advocate for someone, has to advocate for their faith or some exercise of that they want to live out in terms of their job and vocation as well. Sometimes there's fiery moments where a prophetic voice is needed to speak into a dark or evil part of sports or soccer culture. You know, if we want to look at an example from the Bible, I think Jesus is the best place to start. In some moments, we see him calm, cool, and collected. Whether he's been pressured into a corner or asked a tough question, we see many times responses that are couched in love and compassion. Just one example that comes to mind, Matthew 9:36, says, when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were confused and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. You know, Jesus got tired. There were a lot of people that he spoke to, that he ministered to, that he healed, that he touched. And there were moments when he just felt totally drained. But again, to this text, like there's so many times in which Jesus looked upon these people with compassion, and it changed his response maybe to them. He changed the response that maybe you or I would give, where we might want to walk away or squirrel away from a crowd and get to ourselves and be alone. Jesus saw them with different eyes. However, if we go through Scripture too, we see other moments, though, where Jesus is fiery or near temperamental. There's a text in John 2:13 through 17. It reads this way. It was nearly time for Jewish Passover celebration, so Jesus went to Jerusalem. In the temple area, he saw merchants selling cattle, sheep, and doves for sacrifices. He also saw dealers at tables exchanging foreign money. Jesus made a whip from some ropes and chased them all out of the temple. He drove out the sheep and cattle and scattered the money changers' coins over the floor and turned over their tables. Then going over to the people who sold doves, he told them, "Get these things out of here. Stop turning my Father's house into a marketplace." Then his disciples remembered this prophecy from the scriptures. Passion for God's house will consume me. So which one are you? Fiery? Cool? Balanced? Let me encourage you to allow God to affect the responses in your life and along the journey. I pray that in your faith, you might grow so that your response is appropriate to the situation that may come your way. Well, there you go. There you have it. Thanks again, folks, for joining us, for listening. Next month, the month of October, we get into Pastoral Appreciation Month. And so my plan is to interview a number of chaplains, several of our new chaplains that have come on to Soccer Chaplains United in this past year. I think they're great folks. You really need to get to know them, get to meet them, know their stories, know the places where they work and serve, and hear from them. So we look forward to doing some new things next month. Please stick with us, and thanks again for listening. This has been Rev Brad coming to you from the Touchline.